Hey.
What's going on, girl?
Oh, it's Friday. I'm excited about it. It's Monday if you're listening,
Yep.
so that
Sucks
sucks.
for you. No, I actually love Mondays. I know, I do.
Toxic.
All the days are the same. If you're like a stay-at-home mom, especially, because they're all the same.
Mondays can be chill if you make them chill. They can be a nice reset.
Yeah.
But I don't want to think about Monday right now,
Okay.
so
We're going crazy. Night out on the town tonight.
a night out on the town. What I thought was a girls' night.
Not a girls' night.
Which I'm making into a girls' night because I did not invite my hubby, so he'll be sitting at home.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You'll be fifth wheel in it.
Yeah, but that's okay. I'm down. Be so fun. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just putting the pieces together. One of those lifetimes, I guess.
Yes.
I say one of those days, but I think it's just my life now.
I know. I feel like I was thinking about that on the way over, just kind of like thinking about my rose and my thorn. And like, I feel like every time I come on here and I'm just like,
We're a broken record.
We're a broken record of like, I am tired.
Yeah.
There's not enough hours in the day. Yeah. Am I depressed or am I just tired?
Yeah.
Like every single week. But I feel like maybe part of accepting adulthood is like realizing that not everything is going to get done and it's never going to feel like there's enough time for everything.
But why does it feel like other people have their shit together and I don't?
Because I feel like it's a lie.
Yeah.
Like it seems like people have their shit together, but then they really are stressed out too,
Yeah, of course they are. But I'm like, I walk in other people's houses and I just feel more comfortable or like their design is better or I don't know, everything has a space. And then I come in my house and all I do, I kid you not, is I wake up and I cook and I clean and I vacuum and I literally put that on repeat all day long.
Yeah,
Cinderella. And our house is never put together, ever.
Yeah.
And it's all I do.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like I try. I don't even have a child. And the next day, it's already like, back to normal.
Yeah, I know. It's hard
there
too
we
because
go.
I have 2 dogs and a cat and a kid and a husband that we all know is an animal himself.
You have a little child and a big child.
This is true. He's actually the messiest one out of my entire family.
I could see that.
By far. If it's just me and Annie, the dogs and the cat all day, our house is
clean.
Spotless. Chad comes home, whoa!
Yeah.
It's just like he doesn't even see things.
Mark is the same. He just like, he walks through the house and like just sets things down. Like I see his random hat on that table. Like that is Mark. He walks in the house, sunglasses on like a decorative shelf.
Yes.
Keys on this thing, even though like we have places for all of that stuff.
Yep.
Shoes, he'll literally walk through the house and like, I'm trying to do a new thing where like, let's take our shoes off at the door so it's less dirty and less
Are you
like
fancy now?
Well, yes, we're
I
so
always think people
fancy.
that don't wear shoes in the house are like fancy.
Like, let's wear slippers.
Okay,
Because I
I'm
think
here
of
for
like
that.
the grossness of the world.
Yeah.
Especially he's like walking around the city and job sites all the time. Like, yuck. And like construction bathrooms, ew. And he walked through the house and then I'll be like, hello. Then he's like already sitting down and he just takes his shoes off and then like pushes them under the coffee table.
Yeah.
And then they sit there for a few days.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Chad will kick his boots off and the dirt from the boots then go everywhere and the shoes are on the floor. So that's cool.
yeah, it's really a good time. Well, this is not, we could do a
We
whole
should just
episode.
do an episode on shitting on our husbands.
Yeah, this is not like a bitch about our husbands episode. Don't
Believe
worry.
it or not.
Believe it or not. But yeah, men are annoying even though we love them. So,
Seriously.
what's your rose? Just had a stroke.
Okay, what is my rose? So, this has been on my list for a week or 2 now.
Okay.
My cleaners came over the other week and they're fabulous. Her name is Tati. She is on the North Shore. If you need a good cleaner, reach out to me. I'll send you her link. So she comes in and we are just kind of talking back and forth. Her first language I think is Spanish, and I can barely hear what they're saying, but I try and we just, we make it work. So anyways, she's explaining to me that they're getting a dog, and so I'm so excited. They have a little dog, and they're obsessed with her. She shows me pictures all the time. They put the dog in bows, and is a little, I don't even know what the hell the dogs are called. Is they Pekingese? Does that sound familiar? Something like that. So anyway, she's showing me her dog, And then she said, we're getting another dog. I said, that's so cool. What's the dog? So she shows me a picture of the new dog. I said, what's the name going to be? It's a boy.
Shimmy-chan.
She goes, either Lincoln or Oscar.
Stop.
And so I was like, are you kidding? That is adorable. And so they're going back and forth. Her and her husband clean the house. They're going back and forth about which one that's going to be.
Oh my God.
Later on in the night, I get a text message of all of them and the dog. We decided on Oscar.
Stop. That's so sweet.
Yes, it was so sweet. And she's just so sweet.
You're like, Oscar, they love you.
Yeah. She gave us a gift when Annie was born.
Aww.
She just gave us a random, for her Annie's first birthday, she got just really a thoughtful little human.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I love her.
Oh,
Tati.
Actually today, so pertinent to the times, I hired a house cleaner to come a couple times a month, and so adorable.
Yeah.
It's her and her wife, also like a primarily Spanish speaking couple. One of them really doesn't speak much English at all, and then the other one has very good English. But I trained with them for a little bit. Like they did like partner training for a little while at Lifetime, and then I still see them at the gym all the time, and I know they had this business. I'm like, I'm gonna hire my ladies.
Perfect.
And they were so sweet. They like came in and like just did like a walk through the house to like, price it out or whatever. And we're like loving on Poe so hard because like that's kind of what I was worried about, was like, is someone gonna be nervous to come in the house when Poe is there if I'm not there or whatever?
Sure.
But they're so great. I'm so excited.
Yeah. House cleaners are amazing. I highly recommend.
And like I feel like it feels good to hire like amazing people with small businesses. So like you feel good about like supporting them too.
Yeah. Agreed.
Love that.
Agreed.
Love that. I need to pull up that because I don't remember our note. I don't remember what my rose is.
For your rose?
Yep.
It's like, I'm digging deep for something good, girl.
I'm digging. Okay. I have a couple, but a couple of them are just gonna be like listing. Like we don't need to get into it. 1, bridal shower tomorrow.
Woo!
Woohoo!
So exciting. Things are happening.
I'm very excited. I'm nervous because it's like a lot of attention and like opening gifts. It's like,
Are you gonna actually open gifts? Because like the new trend is to not open gifts.
I don't know what I have to do.
Okay.
No one ever asked me.
Well, it's whatever you want to do. No one.
I don't want to do it, but
you can. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it'll be a
about
game
it.
time decision.
Okay. Is Mark going?
Mark is going. He's driving me there. It's at his mom's house, so he will be there. I think he'll be like hanging out separately and then get pulled in for,
For the fun.
Yeah, for like
festivities.
Like the one game that we have to play together or something probably.
Yeah.
So exciting, and I'm really, really thankful for my mother-in-law, who's just a gem of all gems and is hosting.
Perfect.
I met my niece over the weekend.
Oh, that's so nice.
I could spend every episode from now until the end of eternity talking about how cute she is and how much I love her and how my ovaries are rising.
Surprise, I'm
pain,
pregnant.
Right? I'm like, well, I'm ovulating tonight, so Mark, let's go. So like I gotta have a baby.
Yeah.
Like she's so
They're
cute.
great. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
Also terrified because like the way that I cried like when I met her.
Really?
Megan also like forced it out of me. Like I was like sitting there holding her and then just like started getting emotional and kind of teary-eyed, and Megan looked at me and she was like, "Oh my God, are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry? Do it. It's right there. It's right there."
My
and then I started just crying.
That's so funny.
But I'm like, I don't know if my heart has the capacity to hold
You
more
feel like
love
you
than
are
that.
on drugs the first couple. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
You really feel like you're high because you would think that you're so sleep deprived and everything, but no. The first couple of weeks, you are high. You are writing. You are in a cloud of just bliss. I mean, then you kind of crash, but we'll go over that part. But it is beautiful. It is euphoric, truly.
I want it, but also I'm terrified. Yeah. My friend Katie described it as feeling like your heart is living outside of your body.
Yes, it's another limb.
Yeah. My mom said that too.
Yeah.
She was like, motherhood is just like so amazing. Except like it kind of feels like 3 of my limbs have been cut off and taken away from me out in the world. I'm like, Mom,
I know.
I'll move home immediately.
Moving into your house,
It's fine.
Mom. That's too funny.
So that was amazing. And then this does not trump meeting my niece, but like the most amazing, hilarious thing is that I found my old college laptop when I was unpacking some boxes that hadn't been unpacked yet. And I fired that baby up.
You did?
And went through my photos, which was a very brave task. And it delivered.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Are you going to share with the masses?
I think we should definitely post a few.
Wow.
On Instagram.
Okay. Let's go.
Well, one, you and I apparently were not friends because we did not take pictures.
We really don't have many pictures
We've
together.
never
We've
been
talked about this before.
Yeah. And I think that actually is a testament to how good of friends we are because like we're always living in the now, just soaking up each other's awesomeness.
I know we always forget to take pictures. We have to take one today.
Oh my God, we actually really need to take one today.
We really do.
Yeah. You've heard it here first. We're hoping gonna forget. I also forgot to bring your swag. So sorry. Again. I'm gonna bring it tomorrow to the shower.
Okay.
I put it by the door and everything.
Okay.
Walked right out the door.
Yeah. I mean,
Idiot.
I've been there. Trust me.
So that was a fun trip down memory lane. It was also a little bit like, oh, Mandy, you were just such a drunk slob kebab in like a sad way.
Yes. Been there, done that.
But the pictures from our like Canada trips and stuff,
where I was so tan, you could have peeled me away. You could have peeled
we
off
all
a layer.
were.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was wearing the shortest skirts. I remember my exact outfits.
Yeah.
I remember like planning all black on black. There was a
Yes.
little see-through slit.
Duh.
I'm a size A, if you didn't know. I don't know what I was trying to show off. I was
Literally
like, I am
same.
here for a good time. Ooh.
Check out these
The
titties, boys.
Yeah.
I know, I remember, because that was like in early November or something, like the week before Thanksgiving. And then I went to my family's Thanksgiving, and I thought my Facebook was private because at that time, you just uploaded albums of photos.
Yes.
Like
Hundreds
psychopaths.
of pictures. Yeah.
And I remember going to my family's Thanksgiving and my aunt and uncle being like, oh, you really like those dresses with the holes in them, don't ya? Because like all my stuff had like slits in the side and in the boobs and everything. I'm like,
wait, I need to ask you or just bring up a situation that I have been experiencing a lot.
Oh, dear.
So, you know, when we talk on the podcast and even just as friends, you're a certain relationship.
Yeah.
And then when you talk to relatives or family members or something, it's a different type of relationship.
100%.
Trying to broach those relationships, trying to mesh them together has been something that I'm coming to realize is really friggin' hard.
Yes.
And I'm like, am I fake? Because in one sense, I feel as real as ever when I talk to you, when I talk on this. Then when I talk to my relatives, I also feel real, but it's just a different face, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
am
feel like we all do
two-faced?
that.
Do you,
No,
okay, do
yeah.
you feel that way too? Because I'm like, I don't know, am I hiding stuff? Is this weird?
I've been meaning to talk to you about it. You are
You
fake.
are fake as fuck.
I'm not allowed to say that word anymore.
Yes.
So
I know, I just got a strike.
we'll be talking about that. But no, I think that's such a regular thing. I definitely feel that way sometimes. But I feel like it's like you kind of, I don't know, are different versions of yourself with different people, but like
Yeah.
not in a bad way.
I feel like I also try to make people comfortable.
Me too.
You know, and I can't talk to older relatives the same
Yeah.
way I would talk to you.
Same. I feel like I've done that my whole life. Honestly, almost to a fault of like mirroring people's
Yeah.
stuff, like personality,
Yes. Okay, I'm happy I'm not
hand
alone.
gestures, like that kind of thing.
Yes.
Mannerisms.
The speed they talk, the
Yeah.
volume,
Yeah.
the energy level.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Something
All
we
right.
can work on.
I know, but I don't know which way to go with it. I'm like, should I tame myself a little bit more, kind of the way I speak to my relatives, or should I be just more open the way I talk to you? I don't know.
Be whoever
Just
you
be me.
Be whoever you want to be, Caitlin. Be
Okay,
yourself.
sorry, therapy session's over. What else is going on?
Those are all my roses. Do you have a
Okay.
thorn?
I do have a frickin' thorn.
A frickin'
All right,
thorn.
this has been on my list for a week too. So, we all know Chad is his own character. He's loud, he's fun,
Yes.
he's outgoing. I've also mentioned, is a hoarder. He really is. I mean, it's scary. So, we had this grand plan that we are going to start this garden. So, I'm so excited because...
We will also post a picture of this on Instagram.
Okay. So we have this plan. We're going to start a garden. It's his plan, and I'm for it. I feel like this is a great thing for Annie to do. She loves being outside. So he tells me, okay, I saw this ad on Facebook. It's the guy that I sell my lobsters to. He has this lobster tank that he's no longer using. It's going to be great for planting bed, whatever the hell they're called.
Like a raised bed situation.
We don't have to buy something. This is such a good opportunity. So he checks with me again. I think this is a really good idea. Do you want me to do this? Yeah, of course. That sounds great. So then he gets his buddy over. We're going to go get the thing. I just need, an extra hand or whatever. I'm like, okay. So he goes, he drives there. He drives back. I'm looking out my window with Annie, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? They're getting all this, wood, these planks of wood out and everything. I couldn't see his truck. I couldn't see what was in the truck. So anyways, I end up going to the front of the house when I hear this huge bang. Open up the door. There is this goddamn pool. I'm not even kidding you.
It's a full-blown pool.
It's
a lap, like Olympic-sized lap pool.
Yes. It really is a soaking, pool. Like, you would have it in your yard. You could dig it up. It weighed 600 pounds. They had to have a forklift put it in the truck. I literally, my mouth just dropped open. I was like, what the hell is this, Chad? And his poor friend was like, oh no. He's like, I knew you were gonna think this. I kind of think this too. It literally is gigantic. It takes up the entire side of my yard. It is impossibly heavy because now it's in my yard and it can't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I was honestly so mad, but I was to the point of I couldn't lose my shit. So I was just laughing about it. And I'm like, okay, this is just who you are as a human. I'm like, Chad.
You have a pool now.
When you pulled up, did you think that this was a little large? Yeah, but it was just too late. I couldn't do anything about it. I'm like, you could have. You could have said, you know what, I got to pass. I thought it was smaller. Whoops. Anyways, so we have this gigantic, a legit pool in my front yard. Yeah. And it is now just inhabiting water and bugs.
Right, and so nasty all weekend.
It was so gross. So this morning, while, we have all of these little projects in my house, like a closet to finish, a bathroom to finish, these little things. Instead of doing those things, Chad had to take the day off of work today to start to cut up this pool. It's going to cost us probably $500 to dispose of, but it's too heavy to pick up, so he literally has to cut it up into small pieces and bring it to the dump to dispose of. Anyways, if you're listening, Chad, I love you so much, but oh my God, this is the epitome of my husband.
You should 1,000,000% dig a hole in the ground, put that thing in there, get yourself a nice little pool.
Girl.
Living life.
I don't even know.
I know. It's like, how was there no point in which he was like, yes, you know what? This is too big for the yard. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna walk away. Yeah. People pleaser.
And it's too heavy to move even into any other area of the yard. They just dropped it out of the truck and were like, I can't do anything with it. So anyways.
That's crazy.
That's my boy. Oh, he's a good one. He's a keeper. He's all mine. No one can have him, okay?
Ladies, hands off.
But I do love him, and it is kind of funny because it's just the way he is.
I mean, you have to just laugh.
You just have to laugh.
Because it's like, you know what? Life is never boring.
Yes, it's never boring.
You could be very bored.
Yes. And I also think, even though I was really mad, he was probably way overwhelmed than I was even because he's like, shit, I have this to deal with. But he knew he couldn't lose it because I would have really lost it, so.
You know that as he was pulling up to the house, he was just like shitting bricks.
Yes.
I don't think I'm allowed to say that either. But right now we're working on the F word, okay?
We're working on it. One thing at a time, all right?
So my thorn.
Okay.
And this is all out of love and hilariousness. My thorn is that I have an online troll.
What?
And her name is Auntie Debbie.
Oh my God.
So last week, I received this message on Instagram that I thought was like a group, like forwarded email. But then as I read, I realized was simply to me personally. She goes, I challenge you to 2 weeks without the F word. I know you have a great vocabulary and can find better words. Not just when I can hear you. 2 weeks. I know everyone says it, but stand above the crowd. You are a beautiful woman who doesn't have to talk like one of the guys. By the way, those guys are the dumb guys. Love, Auntie Debbie. You're right, Auntie Debbie. And then I also, the same day, 30 minutes later, received a Facebook message from Auntie Debbie that said, I know you are a smart girl with a good vocabulary. Hold yourself to a high standard. No more F word. Today's show was great. Love, Auntie Debbie. So.
She's a mom, if you don't know.
love you dearly. I have an online troll, but I'm appreciative because while I don't love like not her sentiment, but like in general the sentiment of like ladies, girls have to be ladies and like all of that, there is something to be said about like overusing like swear words and stuff like that to like try to get your point across when like you're so much more powerful sounding, you know what I mean? Like
Sure.
it's speak with more conviction if you just like choose your words more carefully and can like make your point without having to do that. So I think that it's more of a bud than a thorn.
Okay.
And I am going to try my darndest not to say the F word today on
really
this
hard.
podcast. It's so fucking hard.
She's said the same things to me. So for those who don't know Auntie Debbie, she is our number one
She's
fan.
our biggest fan.
She's listened to all of our episodes. She comments all the time. She's the sweetest little soul. And she's always just giving us feedback. And I appreciate it. I mean, that's part of this whole process is just having feedback, having communication. But I agree. It's like one of those things of you want to be yourself. You want to be able to say whatever you want, wherever you want, and not be compared to guys, especially when you have this kind of voice.
Yeah.
And I do also feel I listen to our podcast and I listen to myself sometimes, and I can tell when I get nervous or when I don't know what I'm saying because I will drop the F-bomb. I will say like a million times. I will say And it is interesting to hear back.
Yes.
But I'm also trying to just be real and raw and honest and just say whatever I'm feeling. So I think that there's conviction in that too. But same sentiment. I think it can be a bud. I think it's the way you look at it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Thanks, Auntie Debbie.
Thank you.
We love you.
Challenge accepted. I already said it this episode. So.
Well, I was thinking that we could be real ladies about it and turn it into like a drinking game while we were recording. If we're recording at night ever.
Yeah.
So every time.
A second. It absolutely not. Oh, it's 5:21.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay, here. It's like every time we say an F word, you have to take a sip of alcohol.
Oh my God.
But I can't do that because
with our waters.
I can only have 2 glasses of wine, and I'm saving that for dinner.
I know. I hear ya. I've been on a little bit of a binge kick lately.
You've been stressed, and it's the summer.
Yeah, It's not even like I've been stressed. I've just been so excited. It's been so nice out. Actually, no, it hasn't been so nice out. But just before that,
in my head, it's been so nice out. So I've been drinking every day.
Yesterday, I was like, all right, I need a little break. So I'm going to take a little break because it's like, it was just getting to the point of like, I was just drinking, you know?
I love to take a break from drinking.
I need a little break.
Yeah.
I'll be back on the saddle when I feel ready.
No pressure, girl. All right. So we are going to run through a handful of news stories.
Ooh.
We're going to, talk about what's in the news. And I think I've picked out a handful of, like, decent stories. It is a Friday. It was a slow news day.
It's probably a good thing. It's a good thing when there's not much news.
100%. And it actually wasn't the slowest of news days because Taylor Swift's Speaking Now TV Taylor version came out at midnight. So happy days for all the Taylor Swift fans out there.
Yes. And she also announced that she's going to be having 14 more dates. However,
in the United States, it's all international, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, maybe
we're going international.
Maybe we take L&M on the road.
I would be super down for that.
Right. Little Euro trip.
F going on a honeymoon. Sorry, Mark, you're staying at home.
Sorry, you're cut.
Caitlin and I are going on a honeymoon to go see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that would actually be life-changing.
Oh, I would love that so much. Did you have a chance to listen at all? Yeah,
I did. I listened to a couple songs actually.
What are your thoughts?
Literally last an hour ago.
Yeah, for sure.
My thought is that I'm obsessed. Obviously. I was feeling very nostalgic as I was listening to all of the music. And it's just so funny because she tells little stories in her music. Yeah. And that's what I love about music. That's what I always pick out when I listen to songs. And what I find my favorite is when I can kind of like put my own story in her story.
Me too.
Like, she's talking about this boy. I have a boy that I used to date back in the day that was like this exact same.
Yeah.
It was nothing like that. But
that's why she's big, I feel like. Like, that's why she's so relatable, is because everyone does that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I loved it. I didn't listen to the whole album, but there is time.
There is definitely time. What are some of your favorite Speak Now songs?
Ooh.
I have the whole catalog.
Do you?
Right,
I do too. I
the
have it.
album.
I
Sorry,
have
I'm
it
playing
right
for
here.
two. I'm like,
what are you
what's
doing
your
over here?
Speak Now favorite?
Oh my god!
I didn't know what I was touching for a minute. Sorry about that. Making things weird.
Wait, this is so funny. It's a history, and it says "Wheels on the Bus," Baba Black Sheep. I'm like, this isn't Taylor Swift.
You're like big T Swift fan over here.
Wow. Okay, I would say some of my favorites. I like Superman. I was listening to that. That's not a well-known one. I like that one.
I know. I don't remember that one.
Mm-hmm. I like Hours, obviously.
Yeah, duh.
What's another one that really sticks out to me? Better Than Revenge, but like I have to be in a mood.
Oh yeah, you have to be angry.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about how she changed one of the lyrics to be a little more like with the times?
Ooh.
So you know it's the lyric that's I can't remember exactly how it goes, but something about like she's only known for her like her moves on her mattress or whatever, like slut shaming the girl that stole her boyfriend basically.
Yeah.
And she changed it to something like she's oh my god, what was it? Like basically she was holding the matches and the guy was like a moth to a flame or whatever, basically, which like we do love.
Yeah.
Not slut shaming ladies. We're not doing that in 2023.
Yeah.
If your boyfriend was so easily caught, he wasn't yours to begin with. But it also is kind of like hilarious.
I love that because there is times when I think back to even ways that I behaved decades ago.
Oh my god.
And I am repulsed at that, but it's just the way
that was
we've
definitely a
evolved.
slut shaming era.
Yeah.
Like even if you think of like Laguna Beach and all
I
of those
was
shows.
Mean. I can't even.
We all were.
I need to apologize if I was mean to you.
I love Dear John. Last Kiss gets me right in my feels. Back to December.
Yeah, Taylor Lautner, right?
Oh, mm-hmm.
He had a baby, right? And then she
I think.
he had a baby with someone, and then I think that there was something about the woman that he had a baby with came out and was singing Back to December or something like that, and it was wicked cute.
Yes.
I think that was that song.
I think so. I listened to some of the Vault songs.
Ooh, I haven't gotten there
Timeless was really cute.
Okay.
She has one with Hayley Williams from Paramore. We love her. Little
great.
Fall Out Boy throwback. We love that.
Cute.
I think all around, I am so here for these remakes.
Yeah.
Like, give us more Taylor.
I know.
Happy days.
We never have enough, truly.
Never. And it's cool to like listen to how her voice has changed too and like matured. But one of the stories was just a light page 6 article about Taylor Swift's Speak Now gown designer talking about dressing her again for Taylor's version.
Oh, so it's the same person that did the original that did this one? That's cool.
Yeah, so the girl in the dress is back in one of her favorite designers. Taylor Swift released Speak Now Taylor's version, the re-recording of her 2010 third studio album on Friday. That's crazy that that's when it came out. LOL. And snuck one of her signature Easter eggs into the updated LP's artwork by posing in a lilac look by Reem Acra. I'm not a fashion girly, but she looks great. The Lebanon-born designer, who's also dressed celebrities like Olivia Wilde, Jennifer Lopez, Kate Hudson, tells Page Six Style that both fashion moments came as complete surprises as she had no idea Swift planning. Well, that was not a complete sentence. She had no idea Swift was planning to wear her work. I discovered it at the time of the album's release. I need to not be reading any of these things. I can't read. This isn't really much of a story, but I was thrilled to say the least. It's been an honor to see her in my creation 13 years later.
That's cool.
She's just like happy. It's all happy stuff.
Yeah, she's
I love that she picked the dress in particular.
Now.
Yeah, right?
She probably already was, but she definitely just made at least another $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. There was a similar story about how Luke Combs redid Fast Car, which absolutely loving that version. And Tracy Chapman was like, no, I am so here for this. And she's already made like $500,000 in like just like the royalties from all the replays and stuff. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't she love it? It's like bringing more attention back to this amazing song.
Fast Car is epic. I love that song so much. It puts me in my feels.
Me too. And I just freaking love Luke Combs. Okay. Got another one that's a little less light, but makes me excited that people are sharing the frickin' truth.
Ooh, let's hear it.
A little health news, if you will. A high BMI is not necessarily associated with a higher risk of death, study finds. Claps, and snaps, and claps and snaps. A body mass index in the range considered overweight is not linked to a higher mortality risk for many people. More evidence that BMI alone is not a reliable indicator of health. Retweet. So it says a body mass index in the range considered overweight is not necessarily associated with a higher risk of death, a new study has found. The research is the latest addition to a growing body of evidence that suggests BMI alone is not an accurate indicator of a person's health. The study published Wednesday in the journal PLOS One, definitely a medical journal that I do not frequently read. My favorite. Assessed the relationship between BMI and the risk of death from any cause based on data from more than 550,000 U.S. adults over an average of 9 years. The results showed no significant increase in the risk of death for those 65 years and older with BMIs between 22.5 and 34.9. The same was true for younger adults with BMIs between 22.5 and 27.4. A BMI of 25 or above is considered overweight, and 30 or above is considered obesity. Talks about how it's calculated, but last month the American Medical Association adopted a policy advising physicians to use additional measures, including waist circumference, fat distribution in the body, and genetic factors to assess a patient's health. The study's findings support the new guidelines, according to a doctor whose name I cannot pronounce, an internal medicine resident at Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School and co-author of the new study. Our results are basically confirming a lot of other studies that have been done in recent years, not at this large of a level, but basically confirming that BMI by itself is a really poor indicator of a health risk.
Trash. It's trash. Ooh. Throw it away. What the hell are we talking about? BMIs are trash. They make no sense.
Absolute trash.
You want to know what else? Is that they tell you your BMI when you're pregnant. Like when you get the paperwork after you check in from the doctor, it's on the paperwork of your BMI. When you're pregnant.
That is literally insane.
And it doesn't consider that you're pregnant and that you should be gaining exponential weight. So that's super good for your ego if you're one of the people that care and like try to monitor your health.
Right.
Yeah. Throw it away. What the hell are we doing? That's
insane. And like, I always just think about the fact that like we have the tools to monitor for the risks that are associated, air quotes, with being overweight and obese, you know? So just monitor those specific things. You know what I mean? Like test for specific things. Don't just say in a broad, you know, statement like, oh, well, you're definitely going to die of heart disease because you're this certain BMI. Like, frick off.
Yeah.
Frick all the way off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good.
Look at me go.
I know. Look at you.
Ooh.
Woo.
So that was just like happy news in the world. This one, less happy, but I feel like something important to talk about, especially following Pride Month.
Okay.
So this one was from ABC News saying the headline is Middle Fingers and Complaints, Workers Caught in Culture Wars Face Harassment. So a Target employee in Nebraska found a business card promoting Christianity placed prominently on the store's Pride display. A Florida-based Anheuser-Busch salesperson withstood car horns and middle fingers on his delivery route. A Starbucks employee in Wisconsin was allegedly ordered by a manager to remove LGBTQ plus friendly decorations.
Which one was that from?
Starbucks.
Okay.
Such incidents recounted to ABC News by workers have arisen in recent weeks alongside boycotts against corporations over their gestures of support for the LGBTQ community. They underscore what some experts and labor leaders described as the latest rise in workplace tension, fueled by a divide that pits consumers against companies. Employees, the workers and experts said, have been thrust into the middle of an increasingly hostile political battle over corporate America. It's easy to forget the workers and the culture wars. Elizabeth Tippett, a professor at the University of Oregon School of Law who focuses on workplace harassment, told ABC News, "They don't choose what goes on the shelves and they're just trying to do their jobs. Target and Anheuser-Busch did not immediately respond, blah, blah, blah. In a statement to ABC News, Starbucks said it has not altered its policies on store decorations or related issues. We don't need to read the policy because it's dumb. And Caitlin Sonde, who has worked at a Target store in Lincoln, Nebraska for 5 years, said she reacted with a mix of anxiety and disbelief when anti-LGBTQ backlash nationwide boiled over last month. Anger among some conservatives over the company's Pride collection grew into a boycott. Some people took it further, reportedly harassing employees and calling in bomb threats at stores in Utah, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. I was surprised people would care that much, said Sonde, noting a rise in political charged customer-employee encounters in recent years since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and the outcry over the murder of George Floyd. Workers are having that experience of being in the front row. She said that she heard about customers at her store on both sides of the backlash against the Pride collection. They were complaining about it or mentioning how it's crazy that other people were complaining about it. While she generally supports the company's LGBTQ-friendly products, Sonde said she backed the company's decision to remove some of them in response to the backlash. Employee safety is more important than having products out. In a statement last month, Target said it removed some products from this year's Pride collection because the company experienced threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work. Wow. Our focus, I know, is literally crazy. Our focus now is moving forward with our continuing commitment to the LGBTQIA plus community and standing with them as we celebrate Pride Month and throughout the year. It goes on and on and on just about that same kind of stuff. But I just felt like that was a really interesting topic to talk about because like you want corporations to be backing important things like Pride, but you don't think about the people that actually are on like the front lines dealing with the crazy people.
Yeah, I've seen a tidbit of this on the actual news when I watched it, and it shows that companies that are producing these LGBTQ materials are making a lot of profit on them. Yeah. So that's also an interesting question. But then it goes into, but it's really not safe for a lot of the employees. And I guess you just don't even think of that. And we're so lucky that we live in a place that isn't as insane as other states in America. But it is just so insane that people can't even do their jobs.
I know.
And in one sense, I'm like, we're making so much progress. And I feel like it is a little bit more mainstreamed to be gay or whatever. But then again, it's like, what the hell is going on? People are getting hurt because of this stuff. It's so silly. Why does it matter who someone loves? I just have never understood that. Yeah. Or who they want to be.
Because you're a rational human being and these people are the most irrational ever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like the whole like Pride like washing or whatever you would call it in corporations, it's like sometimes comes across like super disingenuous or whatever, because exactly what you said, they're making a ton of profit. Mm-hmm. Are you donating a bunch of that profit to organizations and actually like helping that community, or are you just capitalizing off of it and like sort of showing support? Right. You know? But people are freaking nuts. Mm-hmm. Like I saw some like scary videos of people just like so angry about like the boy clothing that has like a rainbow on it or like isn't super masculine. It's like,
well, I'll even speak from a teacher's perspective, and of course I would never put any families out there, but I've had instances where in the mainstream curriculum in Massachusetts, it is a law that you can and are expected to teach about LGBTQ community and who they are and just put a face to the name. It's not, we don't go into sex. We don't go into any body parts, especially at the age that I was doing. But there were many times that I would get really mean emails to the point of having administration be called and having to get involved, having lawyers from the district having to get involved, and
that is insane.
I know it's so hard because in one way I do respect a family's decision for what they want to explain to their child and the way that they want to live their lives. Right. But that goes for everyone. So it's like
Right.
my responsibility as a teacher to teach kindness and to be kind to everyone, regardless of who they are, what they look like, and who they love.
Right.
And if you can't accept that, then that has nothing to do with me teaching about
Right.
what it comes down to is kindness and just love is love. And
Right.
but they have this agenda that they push, that teachers and schools are teaching about penises and sex, and we're pushing. Like, there's this whole thing that we're talking so
Yes.
much about it, that kids are just transitioning and then they're regretting transitioning. And I'm like, where are you getting this data
Right.
from? I don't.
Who are these children?
Yeah. Who?
Like, your school is not trying to convince anyone to be gay. People are gay,
Yeah.
and they just feel seen and, like,
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah,
and
it's a little bit more safe for them to share that. So that's why
Right.
you're seeing a little bit more. But they've always been
Also,
gay.
like, the audacity of, like, can you imagine having such a problematic view about human beings and then just, like, fully being cool with, like, I'm going to email the teacher and tell her that I'm homophobic. Like,
Oh yeah.
sis.
Oh yeah. Like, questions about why we're making pride flags, like rainbows. Like,
Yeah.
you do not do that with my child. They will not be involved in that lesson. Like, I will come and pick them up if you're going to come and teach about the pride
You should
flag.
just reply back and be like, it's giving homophobic. Side eye.
I should. That would be epic.
So insane.
I know.
Well, I know we did have someone, we taught me and one of the other instructors at my gym went and taught a pride ride last week, and we, raised money for a local organization, and it was so much fun, and like we
Yeah.
had such a good turnout, and this woman came up and basically like put up a little bit of a stink to one of the other employees who was like helping run the event, and was like, well, why don't you have any rides that are celebrating like this religion or whatever? And we were like, well, yeah, everyone should be represented, but this is just like, this is what we're doing tonight. And like, if you want to try to plan something, like, let's chat about it. And then I guess she like stormed downstairs and went and talked to someone else, and who also was just another personal trainer, and was like, I have no authority over any of this. Like, what are you doing? And then she ended up kind of backtracking and being like, well, this is against my religion. So it's like, okay, well, you can
Go
let the door
away.
hit
Go
you
to
on your way
church,
out,
babe.
bitch.
Right?
Sorry, Debbie. But that wasn't an F-bomb.
No, like, go to church.
Bye.
I just don't understand.
Goodbye.
I hate how there's really no separation of church and state either. Like,
Oh my God, our country's a
everything
joke.
comes to religion, and it's just so unfair. And it's like, I have no religion, and I can't even imagine, like, there's Christianity and Catholicism and Judaism, and everyone is just so parked in their own zone. And it's like, oh my God, it's like, do you even know what you're like pretending to believe in? Like,
Right.
honestly.
Also, if you do any research on the Bible, like, there actually was not any like denouncing being gay or anything like that.
Right,
Like, I don't have the words to articulate exactly like why and how, but I have read many things about it, and like, yeah, they were translated by a bunch of freaking white guys. So like, of course, this is how it ended up. But yeah, it's just like, we don't have to go all the way down that rabbit
And of
hole.
course, we're speaking to the realm of people who are religious, who are like scary and believe
Right.
like everyone who doesn't believe the way that they do is
Yeah.
like
And if
the
you
devil.
have a faith that like helps you through life, I think that's such a beautiful thing. But when you start judging others or going farther and harming others and pushing your beliefs on everyone else, like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And like, you got to look in the mirror, because why do you feel the need to do that?
Totally.
And it's like, our country doesn't have separation of church and state right now. So like, can we stop pretending that we do?
I know. It makes me really sad.
It's terrifying. But anyways, okay, let's end on a lighter note.
Okay.
TikTok's latest toxic trend.
Oh my God. Get this girl away from TikTok.
I haven't really been. I found it online. I really haven't been on TikTok that much.
All right. After your F-bomb intervention,
I've been doing better.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I really have been trying to do better.
But about TikTok.
But it's
I'm not on TikTok. I'm just researching them.
But I'm reading about it. But I read a news article about it. It's fine. TikTok's latest toxic trend, the mustard and cottage cheese diet. Tiffany McGee's mustard.
Say that again. Mustard and cottage cheese diet. Okay.
Yeah, you did hear that correctly, and that is disgusting. Tiffany McGee's mustard-centric weight loss diet is all over TikTok, but is it all it's squeezed up to be? There's a tangy new, I told you it's a slow news day. There's a tangy new viral diet fad in town, and it begs the question, can you die from too much mustard? Not from eating it necessarily, just from watching other people eat it. Tiffany McGee's TikTok is filled with her eating her favorite lunch over and over in a spellbinding sequence. A chicken sausage, raw and pickled vegetables, fruit, cottage cheese, and a metric ton of mustard, adding up to over 100 million views. And she claims she's lost 80 pounds and counting since eating this meal every day. If you haven't had the bright yellow pleasure, here's one of her trademark crunchy munchy lunches featuring hearts of palm. It really is like I can't watch or listen to people eat, so like it's triggering. There's nothing terribly wrong with that plate nutritionally, as long as the rest of the day's meals fill in some nutritional gaps and food. I don't know what they're trying to say, whatever. But though it's no surprise there's a lot of mustard in the mustard diet, I don't think you're prepared for how much there is. I muster my courage to watch several in a row. My eyes water, my teeth cringe. It looks to be up to a fourth cup of the pungent turmeric spiked and salty style of the condiment, along with things like cottage cheese, pickled vegetables, and sausage. That's a day's worth of sodium in a single meal and enough vinegar to make a salad buffet blush. Despite that, this is one of the most viral diet trends ever. There are hundreds of response videos. Same school bus hued mustard, same chicken apple sausage, some raw vegetables. It's wonderful that so many people are trying new things for their takes on the trend, and some really like it.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. I mean...
I wonder what Miss Silver would say about this diet trend.
Yeah, right? I think it's like...
trash?
Yeah, like live your truth. If you love mustard, eat your mustard. Sure. But...
yeah, not for me.
I
think she's probably just doing it for money, too. You know? If you do anything outrageous and put it out online.
Right.
You know?
But there's a lot of these girls who they are not reinventing the wheel here. It's very similar to Instagram and like Pinterest influencers before that was really a thing, who would just like, we talked about it last week, like showing like all these like diet hacks of like low calorie options, microwaving a Quest bar, like using peppers or cucumbers as bread for a sandwich, like stuff like that. And like now they're all over TikTok. It's the same freaking thing. But it's just, trash.
It is. It's so silly. Don't do any of that stuff. Just eat. Just eat what you want to eat. Your body knows what it needs. Just listen to her.
And like, I feel like it's the same kind of thing of like, you're trying to like trick yourself into thinking that you're eating something that you really like, when actually like you probably don't really love it, because you have to douse it all in mustard for you to like it.
Yeah.
So then that's kind of where that like binge cycle happens again, because you're not actually like eating what you were craving or what your body wanted. You're just eating this like bland food that you covered in your favorite condiment that happens to be low calorie.
Yep.
Ugh.
Just saying.
Eat the food that you want,
Eat
people.
the cake, babe. Eat it.
Add some veggies to your plate. You're going to be good.
Good. I know.
That's all she wrote.
All right.
That's all she's got.
I like it.
We still managed to talk for quite some time, but we're under an hour.
All right. We're stopping now.
And I am
proud. No more talking. All right. Toodaloo.
Woo, toodaloo. Love you dearly.